Welcome in if you are a first time viewer. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscribes, and to those of you who have booked a personal meeting with me, please keep in mind that these are general messages, so do not take them personally. Take the messages that resonate and leave the rest behind. If you would like to book a personal meeting with me, you can find that information in the description box below. So I'm going to pull some energy surrounding the 1111 frequency, right? New beginnings, things that are balancing out, things that are starting to come into formation that are a reflection of what it is that you have been creating or manifesting or speaking, right? Whatever the intention you have set, wherever you have placed your attention and your efforts is getting ready to show a physical transformation within your internal and your external, right? Things are getting ready to start aligning, right? So whether this is like subconscious thoughts you were having and getting ready to show you, or you're getting ready to be enlightened on how those things are being mirrored back to you within this new cycle of creation, right? Within this new phase, within this new energy you are bringing in, right? So definitely be mindful of your thoughts. Be mindful of what it is you're obsessing over. Be mindful of how you feel with certain thoughts, feelings, emotions, certain awarenesses come forward for you, right? These are things that you should be focusing on. Um, what are your thought patterns? What are your thought habits? What are you thinking about? How often are you thinking about them, right? Because it's like it's air energy, but it also gives a sense of water, right? Where it's free flowing. It's something that is it can change at any moment, right? And that's determined and based off of your intention, where you're placing your focus, where you're placing your effort, right? Where you're placing your mindfulness, right? And how that is manifesting within the current reality, right? How that's reflecting back to you, how it is getting ready to manifest, or how it is manifesting um, certain things in many aspects of your life, right? This is a general message. Please keep that in mind. Receptive. So I tried to pull this reading before, and I got like solar plexus, root chakra energy, right? With your identity, something to do with your identity, who you are as a person, how it's showing up, what it is you're manifesting, right? Your confidence, your engagement within yourself and the things that you choose to create. What is it that you're receiving, right? And are you following your intuition when it comes to this energy of transformation, right? What is it that you're giving birth to consciously and subconsciously, right? Again, whether you're giving birth to a new idea, you can be giving birth to a new business, you can be giving birth to a new connection, you can be giving birth to a new position, right? There are many things um, that or many ways can resonate with you, right? You could be trying to relocate, right? Manifesting relocation. Look, more peaceful, demanding, receptive, and wild. Right. So mindfulness. What is it that again is overtaking? Like what decisions are having to be made? What choices are having to be made? Right. What type of mindset needs to be developed in this space? Right. And how can you bring that to a place that provides you a sense of safety and security within not feeling anxious, right? Within the areas of not having to be depressed or not overthinking something, right? Or not being in your mind, right? Not allowing fear to kind of prevent you from moving towards your intuition because you're in the space of fear. You're in the space of discouragement, or you feel like a sense of insecurity in a way, right? Within however this is going to manifest or resonate for you, right? But there's definitely an energy of, again, you kind of changing that mindset, right? Changing that habit so that you can allow more space for creation, right? Because again, allowing those doubts, allowing those fears, and allowing those things in your space, in your mind, in your habits, in your cycles, that creates a space or it creates a lack of time, of space, of energy for creation, right? Because it frees up the mind, right? It allows more space for things to be brought into fruition, right? It allows that space for you to not feel so much pressure when it comes to the things that you're creating, right? Because then you're stunting the growth, not allowing it to grow at a natural pace, not allowing it to grow freely, right? And as abundantly as it has the potential to do. So definitely keeping that in mind. Allowing the space and time for mindfulness so that you can observe things and take the knowledge and information for what it is without having to overthink it, without having to stress about it, without being anxious over it, right? That's the transformation. That's how that sense of freedom and that's how that energy is getting ready to be mirrored in a sense. Clarify receptive. Right. Queen of Cups. Nurturing your thoughts, watering your thoughts, right? So that you allow it the space to kind of change on its own, right? Kind of reach this space of again free flowing where you give it the space, the time, the effort to grow at its own pace, right? You're not stunting the growth of something by hovering over it. You're not stunting the growth of these intentions, of these efforts, right? Of these thoughts, of these new ideas, right? You're not stunting the growth of certain things because you're nurturing them, right? Not overpowering them. And that's creating like a change in how you receive, right? Because it puts you in a place of receiving gracefully, right? With patience, right? With kindness, with purity, right? With clarity, with a sense of active engagement, right? That promotes growth. Because sometimes if you pay attention to something, like if you look too closely, you miss the bigger details, the final details, because you're so focused on like a minor reflection. But something is this energy is again is shifting. It's shifting again, like your perception. You're letting go of how you give and receive maybe love, right? Maybe how you give and receive like maybe like passionate efforts, right? Again towards um, anything that you're setting your mind to, right? Again, it can be career, it can be mindset, habits, lifestyle, right? Clarify demanding. Have a Pentacles warrior wands, right? This is that smothering energy. This is that smothering energy, judgment. You're not allowing, so again, not being mindful not to hover something, right? Be mindful not to kind of um, how can I say, like spitfire at things, right? It's kind of what's coming through, right? Having a sense of patience, having a sense of acknowledgement, having a sense of purpose within what you're putting into, what you're receiving, what it is that you are feeding, right? And being mindful about because the Five of Pentacles represents like a lack energy. It can also represent like crying over spilled milk, like playing the victim card. Woe is me, but also it is a change in responsibility, right? A change in health. It is a change in. It can also speak to like a shift in your resources, right? With the Warrior of Wands, that's kind of what it feels like a shift in how you're feeding your fire, right? Trying to be more, it's like being called to be more intentional, right? This feels like an elevation to me. With the Warrior of Wands is someone who kind of does things without, it gives like player energy, if that makes sense. Like, how can I put it into words? Just together in a sense. This just means being more intentional and not feeding into situations, expectations, connections, cycles, habits, right? Whatever it is for you, not pouring into things without a sense of purpose, right? Without a sense of enlightenment, without clarity, right? So again, not just doing things off of impulse, but because that in a sense, how can I hope I'm like expressing this the way that it's coming through. But it's almost like, again, like not indulging in projects, right? Not indulging in ideas just because a situation comes up and it creates a spark of spontaneity, right? But also being more intentional about the spark of spontaneity, right? I hope that makes sense, right? Because it's coming through, it's like pouring into many things at one time, but also knowing that some of those things are just kind of like wasted effort, if that makes sense, as opposed to putting your efforts and intentions towards your passion, but knowing that you'll receive a return, like that it will create a shift, an elevation, a growth and expansion within your resources, right? And again, whether that is your time, whether that's your peace, whether that's your sense of mind, whether that's clarity, whether that's your it's going to resonate for each of you differently. But again, like just having a higher knowledge and a higher mindset of the resources that are available to you instead of focusing on one specific area, right? I don't even know how this is like certified peaceful. The Five of Swords. That's that confusion. That's that doubt. The devil, right? Overthinking, quieting your mind, quieting the subconscious with the Emperor, right? Setting a standard, Eight of Cups, for the things that don't provide you a sense of security, right? The Eight of Cups kind of represents letting go of everything that is not fulfilling to you, right? It's trying to pour into all these different cups, but not really feeling that sense of fulfillment because there's still something missing, right? So again, what seems like was missing was that sense of pure intention, right? Allowing your fears and your thoughts and certain mindsets, right, to kind of put you in this place of um, overanalyzing something, keeping you from feeling that sense of fulfillment. Whereas now you're getting ready to move into a space where you are able to kind of table those thoughts. You're able to kind of table those mindsets and those fears and those things that were kind of causing the sense of self sabotage within your sense of your peace of mind, right? Being more disciplined within how you set time for mindfulness, how you set the space for mindfulness, how you set the space for intention, how you set the space for clarity, right? To bring something through, to think something through, instead of just kind of following off of the things that present themselves, right? Acknowledging what that sense of fulfillment is, right? What is the pleasure that is being presented to you based off of the fulfillment you're trying to achieve, right? How is that reflecting back to you? Hmm. All right, let's pull four cards. One card for what we can learn as the major lesson surrounding this message. One card for the opportunities we can create surrounding this message. One card for what we can meditate on as the focus of this message. And one card for the new cycles and habits we can innovate to contribute to our growth and expansion surrounding this message. This feels very in depth, and I don't even know if I'm hoping that I expressed it to the fullest extent. One card for what we can learn as a major lesson. There's definitely a sense of peace where you're kind of like observing, um, again, the ways of self sabotaging, right? You're kind of bringing enlightenment and you're kind of accepting them from a place of sound awareness, right? Where it's not creating a sense of fear, but it's just the acknowledgement of how it is affecting other areas, right? That sense of, again, fulfillment, that sense of purpose in pouring into something, in giving to something, in nourishing something, in loving something, right? Again, this can be many things. One card for what we can learn. Oh, so one card for what we can learn. Desire, channeling your passion, right? Channeling your intention, right? Live out loud, right? Allowing it the space to grow freely, right? This live out loud is kind of giving the same frequency as the wild card, right? Again, allowing something to grow at a natural um, place, right? And again, not hovering, not like it's again just that's the lesson. That's the overall lesson. One message for the opportunities you can create. Seasons and self sabotage with betrayal. So again, learning how to transform. You see that one? Learning how to transform something, right? Learning or not something, your thoughts, your intentions, your efforts, right? Learning how to transform or creating the opportunity to transform certain um, mindsets, certain habits, certain doubts, certain fears, certain acknowledgments, certain insecurities, right? Certain senses of awareness that you gain or clarity or knowledge about something, right? Taking that information and applying it so that you, again, receive that sense of fulfillment, receive that sense of personal alignment, right, within whatever it is that you're trying to because that's how you elevate change. That's how you elevate growth, right? Through consistent shifts, right? Where there is discipline maintained within those areas, right? Because I don't want to create like a cycle of inconsistency, right? Where you're not learning the lesson, but being mindful that growth and elevation and new facts, new mindsets, new habits, right? New cycles, new like whatever, right? Those things are required for growth, right? But in those seasons, you learn discipline, you learn commitment, you learn perseverance, right? You learn determination, you learn many things that are built for the benefit of your growth, right? Learning how to weather the storm, right? In a sense, as the seasons change, remaining consistent within your growth as things shift, right? And not getting stagnant, not getting stuck within a sense of self doubt, not getting stuck within a sense of discouragement, not getting stuck in a sense of insecurity, right? In whatever way this looks for you, right? Because this is giving Eight of Cups energy, right? You're not allowing yourself to receive that sense of fulfillment from holding back on those things, from not learning those lessons, right? On top of what we meditate on, that's the focus of this message. Brazen was naked, being vulnerable with yourself, being honest with yourself, being truthful, being transparent, right? Being acknowledging yourself, right? Being mindful of yourself in all ways so that you are able to, again, create those opportunities of growth where you see a healthy harvest, right? Things are flowing, right? There's a confidence within your ability to create, right? There's a confidence within your ability to feel safe and secure within yourself, in all of yourself, right? Regardless how you show up, right? Because there's flaws in everybody and there's flaws in everything, right? Nothing in life is created without its own uniquity, right? But it's those differences that give us the opportunity to create more, right? Because we see a need for fulfillment within that area, right? And that again creates a sense of growth, it creates a sense of security, right? It creates a sense of opportunity, right? In whatever area that is, right? If you feel like you need to learn something more, if you feel like you need to um, face your fear of speaking up more, right? Maybe if you're shy, speaking up more, putting yourself in positions where you are making yourself comfortable with expressing yourself, right? And so, again, just in those ways, and however way that's going to resonate for you, right? Again, it's going to resonate for each of you differently. But allowing yourself to have that sense of vulnerability in being honest with your areas of improvement, being honest within your areas of needing to hold yourself accountable, right? Being honest in areas where you can create growth within yourself, within your environment, within your opportunity, right? One card for new cycles and habits to get innovative to continue to build expansion surrounding this message. Alchemy, balance with surrender. This was just underneath brazen. I know you guys saw that. I picked the card up and it was under. This was underneath betrayal. It was under betrayal. When I picked betrayal up and it was this was underneath. Yeah. Again, this is surrendering to that space and energy of freedom, that space and energy of allowing things with the space to grow, right? That's the overall theme of this message. It may as well be the title of the video, right? Allowing things the space to grow at its own pace. That's how you create, but also fulfilling the needs and desires, right? Sorry. All right. So yes, allowing that space, but also being more mindful, being more intentional about how you can fulfill certain needs and desires to elevate or to enhance the growth of something, right? Without taking full control, but more so being a guide and more so being a leader, right? Where you allow things the freedom, but you provide the tools, right? So again, if that's you applying your discipline, if that's you applying your commitment, if that's you applying your wisdom, your knowledge, your enlightenment, your discernment, right? Your awareness, your attention to detail, right? There's a very keen eye, an eye for creation, an eye for birth, an eye for vulnerability, an eye for weakness that encourages that sense of nurturing. That's what encourages that sense of growth, right? For things to flourish, to bring balance and stability and security within it, right? Beautiful message, beautiful message. But that is the message that I have for you guys. I hope that it resonated. I know that if you made it to the end of this video, you have found something in it that is worth and valuable to you. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you like my vibe. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye.